Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin, and I'm going to help you guys understand, in a sense, the accumulation phase that we're in. Because I get a lot of people that will, anytime the price moves up by a few K, they'll say, okay, well, how can lengthening cycle theory be true? But again, you're not looking at the bigger picture. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. If you like the content, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also, check out the Telegram channel in the description below, which you can see a link to here. And if you want to join the premium list with exclusive content and information as to, say, various statistical metrics regarding Bitcoin, like best time to buy, best day of the week to buy, also looking at performances of different types of portfolios and stuff like that, then check out the premium list. We're continuing to produce a lot of content there. You get one newsletter per week, one premium video per week, and a dashboard with live risk levels for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano at the present time. So let's go ahead and jump in. So what we have here is the price of Bitcoin. Okay, this is just the simple price of Bitcoin over the last decade. So you can see, as increased rapidly early on, but as we continue through time, those gains are diminishing. Now, let's go ahead and put on the halvings, since I think they're good. They're good markers just to get an idea of where we are, and at least the cyclical nature of Bitcoin in terms of people thinking, say, 4 years. Now, I don't think it's a 4-year cycle, and this would, if it were a 4-year cycle, then we're at a critical point now where price just needs to make a run at $20,000 probably in the next 6 months or so. If price can get to a sustainable $20,000 in the next 6 months, then maybe we have a chance at a speculative bubble by the end of 2021. But I don't think this is the case, and even if we do get to $20,000 this year, which I don't think is going to happen, it's not going to be sustainable more than likely. Now, let's look at this in a way where we're drawing, say, from the bottom to the top, bottom to the top, bottom to the top, bottom, and then to our next speculative bubble top. You can appreciate how it appears that the cycles are lengthening. And again, the ROI from market cycle bottom is diminishing. Now, let's remove this, okay, and we're going to look at something else. So I want to talk about these two areas right here. Now, a lot of people look at this peak in 2019, and you'll see a lot of different narratives about this peak, whether it's a left-shifted peak in this current market cycle. You'll see people say, okay, well, it was just FOMO into the market because everyone, we thought maybe it was similar to this move over here where you see a peak and then a retracement and then a second peak. Maybe it was similar to a peak, a longer retracement, and then say another second peak that just kept going up to 100K. You have to realize there's volatility in the Bitcoin markets. I mean, and what I'm going to do to try to show you why I think we are still just in accumulation phase, no matter if we're down at 3K or 14K. If we just say average, if we take an average, and we've shown this before on the channel, if you take an average of this point and average it to this point, and then continue on systematically, so as this goes down here, you're averaging these points with these points, okay, and then vice versa. So as we go back, it averages out. All right, what do you get? This is what you get. This is the blue line, and we're just doing it in this market cycle. So I haven't done anything but take the average of 2 price points, and this, in my opinion, helps to better show the accumulation phase that we're in. There's a lot of people that'll we'll talk about okay, we didn't spend enough time at 3K or we didn't spend enough time at 6K. Well, I mean, we spent a lot of time at all these price ranges. Maybe we were at 4K for a few months, 5K for a few months, 6K for a few months. But when you're talking about Bitcoin, it is very volatile in the short term, especially. It's very volatile on, in a given week, it can go up 30%, or it can crash 50%. We saw that back in March. It did that in a single day, in fact. Okay, so short-term volatility will cloud, the macro level picture. So by averaging out these 2 points, you basically get this curve, which I think helps to appreciate the accumulation phase that we're in. So we're basically just going sideways. Yes, there's volatility to the upside and to the downside, but more or less we're going sideways with our average price around $6,000 to $7,000, with say a standard deviation or say some error of a few K from that average number. And this is the price we're just oscillating around for the last year or two, and is why I say that starting in 2019 and then 2020 and likely the first half of 2021, we're likely just in an accumulation phase. So we had our first accumulation phase. Well, I should say the first one was back here for a couple, for back when we don't even have price data. But let's say, let's take this one as our first peak, and then this is our bear market. So this is our first accumulation phase back here. Our second one is over here. And then our third one is the one that we're currently in. And for us to get out of this accumulation phase, we really need to see the price start, moving higher. I would say get to 14K, sustain 14K, and then make the move to start moving on up to 20K, and then I'll say, okay, the accumulation phase is over. We're likely in our bull market where we're just going to be steadily going up. And there's always a chance that we've already entered the bull market. Maybe we hold the 20-week moving average, but it's going to take us a while to systematically move up the price chart. So we're not going to get to 20K overnight. It's going to take a while. And just because the price moves $1,000 in a day or a few $100s in a day does not instantly discount lengthening cycle theory. Even if we go to 14K tomorrow, it doesn't discount it. And we talk about it because, back over here, we were talking, when we were talking about lengthening cycle theory, well, I mean, you could have said, well, how can this be? I mean, look, the price went from 3,000 to 14,000 in just a few months. And if you follow that projection, then we would have just kept going up. But again, I think we're in the accumulation phase. The evidence for this is based on the fact that the price has pretty much been range bound between 3,000 and like 12 or 13,000 for the last 2 years. More than 2 years, really. I mean, approximately 2 years, a little more than 2 years, we've basically just been range bound between these two numbers. When the bull market gets here and it's confirmed, you'll know because the price will just start going up. And then people who were waiting for $1,800 Bitcoin or whatever their fantasy price target was are going to be the ones getting left behind, and then they'll eventually FOMO into the market, continuing to help fuel the bull rally over, say, hopefully a few years. So again, we don't know if the bull market has started yet, but we have at least checked off some necessary but not sufficient conditions for the bull market to be started. But as far as I'm concerned, we're still in the accumulation phase, just like we were in 2012, just like in 2015 and 2016, and now in 2019, 2020, and part of 2021, we're essentially in our accumulation phase. Okay, so if the price goes up, it just means that if you're following the dynamic DCA risk metric that I use, it just means you're putting in less. If the price goes down, it just means you're putting in more. Again, this is not financial advice, but this is just to show, just stay resolute, as we say, in your Bitcoin investments. Don't get too carried away by the market. If you see it go to 13K this summer or 14K this summer, that doesn't mean we're going to go to 100K by 2021. You have to take a step back and look, okay, well, we already saw this happen in 2019. It's possible it can happen again in 2020. But until we get above 20K and sustain our price above 20K, then a run to 100K is just, it's still far off into the distance. Okay. So again, I hope you guys like the content. If you do, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you want access to more content, we do have the premium list at intothecryptoverse.com. You can pay with cryptocurrency if you want to pay for 6 or 12 months and get a discount, 5 or 10%, maybe a little more than 10% for those paying for 12 months. And in it, you get a premium newsletter every single week where we have a special topic. You get a premium video, and then you also get access to a Google Sheets document that has all sorts of information, and we're continuing to build that out. So go ahead and check it out. We'd love to have you. You can always check it out for a month, paying in fiat if you want, and cancel if it's not your thing. But regardless, please subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can stay updated as we continue to march our way systematically through the market cycle, looking at the data, not FOMOing into the market, not throwing money into a coin that's up 50% yesterday. No, you don't chase coins. You get your portfolio set, and then you wait for that stuff to come to you. You don't want to go chasing other things, because this is a good way for you to lose your money. And remember, if you're losing, say, $100 worth of Bitcoin today, then in 3 years that could have been worth $1,500 of Bitcoin. So there's a huge opportunity cost when you say go day trading or anything like that. So stay focused, stay resolute, subscribe to the channel, check out the premium list if you want to give it a try, and I'll see you next time. Bye.